Hello, today we are going to talk about the unit number 6. It is matter and machine. The first thing we are going to do, we are going to read, you have to read these questions. Which classroom objects work with electricity? The first thing you have to do is think about our classroom and think which objects work with electricity. Maybe I will let you think for 20 seconds. Maybe you are thinking about the computer, or maybe you are thinking about the board. The second question, which classroom objects need human force to work? It means that which objects need people to work? Maybe we can find a stapler, or we can find a pencil, or a sharpener. These ones are objects. And in this unit, we are going to talk about machines. We are talking a sharpener or a stapler. They are machines. Now, the second thing you have to do is look at the picture, the whole picture. Here we have the picture, and we can see a family. We can see this is the father, the son, and the daughter. So we have one boy, one girl, one man. Where are they? Do you think they are in the living room? Do you think they are in the kitchen? They are in the bathroom? I think you know that they are in the kitchen because they are cooking. The boy is laying the table. The girl is drinking a glass of water. And here in the kitchen, we can find some numbers from 1 to 8. And they are pointing to some machines. Some of them work with electricity, some of them doesn't work or doesn't use electricity. In activity number 1, they say find and write the numbers. So you have to find computer, what is a computer, jug, scales, fridge, electric whisk, oven, toaster, or rolling pin. Again, what you have to do is write the numbers, these squares, these spaces. Computer, you have to find computer, the jack, scales, fridge, electric whisk, oven, toaster, and rolling pin. Maybe, or most of you do not know some of these words. For that, I will tell you, it's like a listening. You have to listen to me, and you have to write the numbers. I start. Computer, number 1. Okay, I'm going to tell you the numbers, and you have to write the numbers over here. I told you. So number 1, computer. Number 2, electric whisk. Number 3, scales. Number 4, toaster. Number 5, rolling pin. Number 6, oven. Number 7, jack. And number 8, fridge. I will tell you again. I repeat. Number 1, computer. Number 2, electric whisk. Number 3, scales. Number 4, toaster. Number 5, rolling pin. Number 6, oven. Number 7, jug. And number 8, fridge. If you didn't get it, you can listen it again, but I'm not going to repeat it. Okay, activity number 2. The instructions say, cycle the words from activity 1. So we have to cycle this one. You can cycle everything or only the word, up to you. We had to write in red if the object uses electricity, or in green if the object doesn't use electricity. The computer. Do you think that the computer uses electricity? If you think the computer's number 1 uses electricity, circle in red, not green. Jug. The jug is over here. Do you think that the jug uses electricity? Red. If not, if doesn't use electricity, green. Scales. Scales are here. If you think that the scales use electricity, cycle in red. If not, in green. Fridge. The fridge, if you think that uses electricity, red. If not, green. Electric whisk. Electric whisk. Number 2 is over here. Think about, do you think that the electric wicks use electricity? If it is yes, red. If not, green. Oven. The oven that you can bake some biscuits, for example, or some cookies. If you think that the oven uses electricity, red. If not, green. Toaster. Here we can find some bread, 2 slices of bread. If you think that the toaster uses electricity, red. If not, green. And rolling pin, the rolling pin, you can make pizza with it. If you think that the rolling pin uses electricity, red. If not, cycle in green. And that's it. That's what you had to do. Okay, we are going to do the activity number 3. The instructions say, listen and say true or false. You don't have to write anything. What you have to do is listen and think about if it is true or if it is false. Let's start.
Listen and say true or false. The whisk has metal parts. The oven doesn't have metal parts. The toaster has metal parts. The jug has metal parts. The computer has metal parts. The rolling pin doesn't have metal parts. The fridge doesn't have metal parts. The scales have metal parts.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you. I'm going to repeat what they say, and you have to think if it is true or false. The first one, they are talking about the whisks, the electric whisk. And they ask if the whisk, the electric whisk, has metal, a material, metal parts. Do you think that the whisk, the electric whisk, has metal parts? You think that it is true. The second one, the oven. Do you think that the oven has metal parts? If you don't know, you can go to the kitchen, open the oven or look at the oven, and you will know if the oven use metal parts or not. Number 3, the toaster. Toaster is number 4. You have to think if the toaster has metal parts. Jug, if the jug has metal parts. The next one, the computer. If the computer has metal parts. Think a little bit because sometimes The computer outside has plastic parts, but inside you can find metal parts. I don't know. Think a little bit. The next one is the rolling pin, number 5. The rolling pin, think if the roller pin has metal parts or hasn't got metal parts. Next one, fridge. Here you can see the fridge. If the fridge has got metal parts, you can go to the kitchen again to see all of these objects if they have got metal parts or if they haven't got metal parts. And the last one is the scales. Scales number 3, if the scales have metal parts or not. Again, you can go to the kitchen or you can ask your parents or you can look all these objects in the internet, up to you, okay? But you don't have to write anything on the book or on another page. Number 4, activity number 4. Listen and number the pictures. Sing the song, okay? So you have to listen now.
Listen and number the pictures. Sing the song. Cake. I use the scales, I use the scales. I weigh ingredients when I make a cake. I like cooking in the kitchen. I mix ingredients when I make a cake. I use a whisk, I use a whisk. I mix ingredients when I make a cake. I like cooking in the kitchen. Cook the mixture when I make a cake. I use the oven, I use the oven. I cook the mixture when I make a cake. I like cooking in the kitchen.
Okay, we are going to listen it again.
Listen and number the pictures. Sing the song. Cake. I use the scales, I use the scales. I weigh ingredients when I make a cake. I like cooking in the kitchen. I mix ingredients when I make a cake. I use a whisk, I use a whisk. I mix ingredients when I make a cake. I like cooking in the kitchen. Cook the mixture when I make a cake. I use the oven, I use the oven. I cook the mixture when I make a cake. I like cooking in the kitchen.
Okay, perfect. So, activity number 4, you had to listen and number the picture from 1 to 3. They are, if you listen carefully, they are talking about the process of cooking a cake. We are going to read. They say, I weigh the ingredients. I mix the ingredients. I cook the mixture. So if you need to listen it again, go back in the video and then you can listen carefully. Activity number 5, they say tick the answers to the questions. So you had to tick or 1 or 2, more than 1, or any of them. The first one, wait a minute, I'm going to make it bigger. Activity number 5. So, number 1, what ingredients are in a cake? Do you know what a cake is? I will show you. This is a cake. Cake. Cakes. Here you can see some cake, a chocolate cake. Okay, so they are telling you what ingredients are in a cake. What ingredients can we find in a cake? Do you think that we can find that we need eggs? You can ask your mother or your father or your grandpa or your grandma, up to you, or maybe your neighbors or one friend of you, one of your friends. So eggs, if you need eggs, tick. In a cake, can we find meat? If we can find meat, tick. If we can find flour, I will show you what is flour. This is white. Ask your mother. Sugar. Do you think that we need sugar? It is yes, tick. And glass, if you need a glass or some glasses, ask your mother if you need them. But they are talking about ingredients. So you can tick more than one or any of them. If we need eggs, tick. If we need meat, sorry, flour, sugar, or glass. Activity number 2. What machines do you use to make a cake? Do you need the fridge? Do you need an oven? Do you need a toaster? Do you need a whisk? Do you need scales? Okay, I will tell you. If you cannot remember what are those objects, go to the previous page, go to page 82 and you will saw them. They are telling you that if you need a fridge, number 8, to make a cake. If you think yes, tick. The second one, the oven. They are asking you if you need an oven to make a cake. Tick or not tick, up to you. The toaster, if you need a toaster to make a cake, an electric whisk, or scales. The ones that you need, tick. If you don't need any of them, do not tick. And the third question, it is, what makes the oven hot? This is the oven. The oven is number 6. What do you think that makes the oven hot? Do you think that the sun heats the oven? If you think that the sun heats the oven, tick. Do you think that the electricity heats the oven? Tick. Or do you think that the human force heats the oven? Tick. You can ask your parents, you can look the information on the internet, you can find information around you or in the computer or in a tablet or maybe ask your parents or one of your friends, up to you. And that's what you had to do on day 1. Bye bye.